Hey, what's up, everybody? Darren here. So, I promised to give a peek into my creative process, and to honor that, here is a quick rundown of how the song Still True came to life.
Arguing with you over nothing. You're holding out on me, but you're fronting. Split decision, no referee. Still true.
So, first, it started with a music loop. Find a music loop that inspires me, and then that sparks my creativity. So, I riff to that music loop until I have a melody idea, essentially. Then, once I feel good about that and vibe and that inspiration, I record that into a voice memo. Because trust me, these things will leave you quicker than you know. So I've learned that lesson the hard way. All right, so this is actually the initial, very raw version of this idea. And I never shared these, so here it goes.
You can never do me now. Nothing good into, baby, it's true. Got it you over nothing. You get it free cause you're frontin'. Got it nothing to get into.
Okay, so after that, I start focusing back on the lyrics and melody. And for me, this is like a completely separate vibe session, like focus full out on pen and paper, and nowadays, of course, keyboard and word processor. So yeah, I just totally vibe out and focus on lyrics and how the melody sounds apart from the track. Maybe the track is playing in the background, but I'm really focused on the lyrics and how the lyrics sound to me. Once I get that sounding how I want to, and of course this is not always in one session, usually not in one session, it's usually some edits and some rewrites going on. But once I get that to a really good place and I feel that melody is settled and the lyric is inspiring to me, I'll record another voice memo, which is really the more complete version of the song. And this is what that sounded like.
Ever, it's rosy, it's moving, it's about it. We clever, we wrote it distinctly about us. Romantic comedy and bounce. Hard as it seems, baby, it's true. Arguing with you over nothing. You're holding out on me, but you're fronting.
So you can hear, right, a much more developed idea. And in this instance, I felt it was developed enough to send it to the singer. Really comfortable with the singer, worked with him before, so I knew just sending him a voice demo of this idea would be great. And of course, I sent it to him. He records his vocals with his crazy good voice and song interpretation, including really wonderful harmonies.
Ever as rosy as movies about it. We clever, we wrote it distinctly about us. Romantic comedy and vows. Hard as it seems, baby, it's true.
And then a little bit back and forth from us, not much, right? Just on a final vocal. And then get the vocals back and I start the final version of the track around those vocals. As you will hear in the final version of this song, right, it's totally different track that comes out of it. That's because I'm so inspired by the vocal, I'm going to produce around that finished vocal. And of course, because that original loop 9 times out of 10 is just an inspiration vibe, something to get the creative spark going to write to. So again, I'm producing around the vocal to get to what I would call a final pre-produced version of the song. And once I feel great about that, then it's time for me to hand it off to trusted hands. And in this instance, it's a co-producer that I work with and I trust. Of course, I'm getting that pre-production version to, something that sounds pretty finished to me, right? That in this instance, I'm really close to the final version. But what the co-producer is adding is just obviously some musician skills and production and mixing skills that are way above my level, right? Again, know your strengths, know your weaknesses, and teamwork, right? So then after just a few back and forth with the co-producer on ideas and approving the final mix, the song is done. So that's how this song, Still True, came about to this final version.